Hi everybody, welcome to my review of Season 1, Episode 5 of Little Women Dallas. If you haven't seen this episode yet, this video will act like a spoiler, so you might want to watch this later. The name of this episode is Friday Night Fights. The episode resumes with Rochelle and Amanda going back and forth arguing at Kaylee's football party. Then they show Amanda splashing her drink on Rochelle, then walking away, and then Rochelle runs after her, and then they start fighting. Then the rest of the girls run over and see them fighting. They try to break it up. Emily started pulling on Rochelle's undershirt, and then the girls all get involved in the fight. Then Rochelle tried to fight Emily, but people were holding her back. And then we hear Rochelle yelling about Emily putting her foot on her face. Then Rochelle's cousin, who is an average-sized woman, takes her outside. Then maybe after a couple of minutes, Rochelle tells her cousin that she's fine, and then she goes back inside. And then she starts fighting Amanda again. Then two other women, who are Rochelle's friends, get involved. And Kaylee starts pulling on this average-sized woman's hair who got involved in the fight. And then this other woman, I don't know who she was, she started throwing some punches in, but she didn't really get into the fight like that. And then Bree hits Rochelle with the pizza pan. She walks over, and then Emily's on the couch, and I guess she was kicking Rochelle. And then some other average-sized guy guides Rochelle outside of the restaurant, separates her from everybody. And that's all the footage that we see from the fight. Then everybody goes over to Tiffany's house after the fight, and they talk about what happened. Amanda shows everybody that her tooth got chipped. Austin mentions how he saw Bree with the pizza pan trying to break the fight up. Kaylee says that all Rochelle's friends ended up coming for Emily. Emily says that Rochelle doesn't like her, and it seems like she always has a problem whenever someone voices their opinion. Kaylee says an average-sized woman hit her, and all she was trying to do was break up the fight. Amanda mentions how Rochelle was questioning her on whether she did drugs or not. And Amanda says that she smokes weed every now and then for shoulder pain occasionally, but she doesn't pop pills. And Asta tells Amanda that she's sorry for telling everybody her business, and she didn't mean to broadcast everything. And then everyone has a toast. In the next scene, Kaylee and Tiffany go shopping. Bree and Emily meet up with them at the store. Emily asks Kaylee if she's feeling okay. Kaylee says that it sucks how Rochelle was bullying everybody because she's been bullied before, and you would never think that another little person would bully their own kind. Bree says that Rochelle called Kaylee a whore and said Emily had a pencil bean on her lip, and Kaylee says that Rochelle's behavior at the party was some behavior that she's never seen from her before. Kaylee mentions how in the past she's been bullied up to the point where she wanted to kill herself. She said people would push her down flights of steps. They'd say she wasn't a real person. They would say that she should have been aborted. They'd put gum in her hair. People are so harsh. And that's the reason why Kaylee gets so offended about people getting bullied, because she's been bullied herself. When they walk out of the store, Kaylee gets a text from Rochelle saying that she wants to meet up with her to talk about the fight, and she's filing a police report against Emily. Emily says that Rochelle physically assaulted Amanda first, and why is her name even getting involved? And out of anyone, she was the least involved in the altercation. Kaylee says that Rochelle owes her an apology for her friend attacking her, and she'll meet up with her because she has her friend's backs. Amanda chats with her friend Stephanie. Amanda tells Stephanie that she's not doing the figure competition show anymore because she was told to take a drug test, and she refused to because she smoked weed for her shoulder pain, and she knows she would test positive for marijuana in her system. And then she mentions what happened at the football party and how ever since she came to Dallas, nothing but drama has taken place. Then Stephanie asks Amanda if she's gone out with any guys, and Amanda says no. Stephanie says that maybe Amanda needs to get laid. And then Stephanie asks Amanda if she can set her up on a blind date. And Amanda says that she's never been on a blind date before. Next, Asta, Bree, and Amanda get together to do some painting. Amanda tells the girls that she's going on a blind date. And Asta says that in the past she went on a blind date. I guess she was speaking with this guy online, and he was a jerk, and he was like a total jerk to her. And when she told him that she was a little person, he said, "Oh, I didn't know you were a midget." And then Amanda says that she hopes that the date goes well. Asta says that Amanda's personality is what counts when it comes to the date. And then she shows Amanda the painting that she painted of her, and it's a good one. For those of you who don't know, Asta is an artist, and just from that one little painting, you can tell she's a great artist. Kaylee, Amanda, and Bree go over to a high heels 101 class. So basically in this class, they learn how to dance and stuff and walk in high heels and stuff. And then they take 5 and they all sit down. Kaylee tells the ladies about how she needs $1,000 to pay for Tiffany's carpet, and she needs to find a way to make money. And Kaylee says that she hasn't been really getting a lot of twerking gigs lately. But then Kaylee mentions how when she was younger and when she was in school, her school would have car washes to raise money. And then Kaylee says that she'll have a car wash, and she's gonna have to wash a lot of cars to make the money. And then she asks Bree and Amanda to come out and support her. Bree, Tiffany, and Emily go over to a furniture store so Bree can go furniture shopping. Emily talks about how Kaylee asked her for money the other day. Bree tells Emily that she came up with the idea of having a car wash so she can raise the money for Tiffany. Next, they show footage of Kaylee's car wash. It's taking place at a car wash place, a self-car wash place. They'd have the customer drive up into, those little booths where you get out and wash the car yourself? But yeah, they have the customer drive up to the booth, they get out, and then Kaylee and Asta and Amanda wash the car for them. They wash a few cars, and then Emily pulls up in her SUV to have it washed. And it looks like she obviously, purposely put some dirt on the car just to make it dirty. It wasn't that dirty, she just put some dirt clots on it. Then, after Emily's SUV is washed, she hands Kaylee a big wad of money. And it turns out that she gave her around $300. So that's nice that she gave her a chunk of money and supported her. Next, it is the day of Amanda's blind date, and she goes over to an archery place. She meets up with the guy, and his name is Michael, and he's average sized. And he is tall. Then the two shoot some arrows at some bullseyes, and then they strike up some conversation. Michael says that he's just a tad under 6'8". He says that he's a firefighter. Then he asks Amanda what part of Dallas she lives in. And they do a little more chatting. And then Michael asks Amanda if she wants to go on another date. And Amanda says yes. He seems like a nice guy. He really does. We'll see what happens. We'll see if anything else happens between them later on in the season. Next, Emily and Lontel go over to an automotive paint place so she can see her car's brand new paint job. Emily's Beamer got a matte black paint job with some golden bear claw rips. You know how they have the rips? Yeah, the rips on the hood. On the back of the car, it says the model name on one side, and on the other side, it says King JJ, and that stuff is written in gold. And then the rims are also matte gold. Then, Emily tells Lontel that Brichelle filed a police report against her, and how nobody else filed a police report, and she's stuck in a messy situation that she has no control over. Lontel tells Emily to think of Ava, because Ava only has one mother, and he tells her not to go to jail. Emily says that she didn't do anything, and how can a person press charges on one person over a fight with 7 girls? Lontel says that it doesn't matter, and her name is in it, and once again, to not go to jail. Next, Kaylee meets up with her friend Tiffany to chat with her. So, Kaylee says that she thinks that she should sit down with Brichelle and talk about what happened at the football party. And she says that she feels like she's responsible for what happened because it was her party. She feels like every time Brichelle is at a party, she has to mess everything up. She feels like she's at the point where she doesn't want to talk to Brichelle. Kaylee says that her anger went towards her and her friends being bullied, and then she thinks that no one should be bullied. Kaylee says that Brichelle was her friend, and she's gonna talk to her. Tiffany tells Kaylee that she's there for her, and she should do whatever she needs to do. In the next scene, Asta, Bree, Amanda, Tiffany, and Emily go over to a massage parlor. Amanda mentions how she went to the dentist to get her chipped tooth repaired, and how she went on a blind date with Michael. Tiffany tells the ladies that Kaylee is out talking to Brichelle, currently, and she said Kaylee wanted to hear Rochelle's side of the story regarding to the fight. Emily says that she hasn't heard anything from Rochelle about a police report, and Rochelle is probably just flapping her gums to Kaylee. And finally, at the end of the episode, Kaylee meets up with Rochelle to chat. Kaylee tells Rochelle that she just wanted to check up on her because she's her friend, and she would have never thought what happened at the party would happen. Rochelle says that she's not going to say who's wrong or who's right. She wants to continue her relationship with Kaylee and the rest of the girls, and she's willing to put the work in to move forward. Kaylee says if Rochelle is willing to put her efforts in, her first words should be, "I'm sorry." And if she hadn't started that fight, none of this mess would have happened in the first place. Rochelle says that when Amanda put that drink in her face, it was 0 to 1,000 real quick. Kaylee says that Rochelle just decked Amanda without trying to talk things out. Kaylee says that Rochelle can't even admit that fighting Amanda was wrong. What Kaylee got out of the whole situation was that Rochelle tried to throw hands. Kaylee says Rochelle doesn't know what happened. Rochelle says Emily just came at her and kicked her in the face, and Emily wasn't even involved in the fight. Rochelle says if Emily wants, they can fight. Kaylee says that Emily doesn't want to fight. Rochelle says that if Emily didn't want to fight, she wouldn't have kicked her in the face. Then Kaylee says Emily was defending Amanda. Then Rochelle objects. Then Rochelle says that Emily isn't Kaylee's friend. Kaylee says that there was no reason for Rochelle's friend to come at her for no reason. Kaylee says that Rochelle just keeps on making excuses. Then they rattle on a little more. Then Kaylee leaves the restaurant, irritated. And that's the end of the episode. Before I wrap this video up, I want to state my opinion on all this. Yes, Rochelle was wrong for fighting. And she's all talking about she wants to patch things up with the girls and Kaylee. And she's all talking about how if Emily wants to fight, she'll fight. Looks like things won't be patched up for a long time. And I think Rochelle's cousin shouldn't have let her go. She really shouldn't have. She should have just said, no, you're going to do some stuff that you might regret. You could get into some serious trouble, so just stay out here. But of course, they just did all that for the show, I'm pretty sure. This is what made the show interesting. The big fight, thanks to Rochelle being messy and in everybody's business. See, if it wasn't for Rochelle, this show wouldn't have a lot of drama. And guess who? And I just know that Rochelle's going to be at the reunion, and she's going to be part of the season 2 cast. I just know. That's just how they do. Because, remember, they had Miss Juicy. Remember on Little Women in Atlanta, they had Miss Juicy. She was on, like, in the first season, she wasn't a regular cast member. She was the guest. She was a guest on the show in season 1 for a few episodes. And since she was on the show, I guess, since she was, like, all messy, and some of the drama had to do with her, they decided to make her a cast member. See, on reality TV, they just love to have messy people. That's what makes the show interesting. I would not be able to see myself in a reality show like this, because I'm not messy like that. I stay in my lane. I'm pretty nice. That's all I have to say. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you liked the video. If you haven't seen my previous review videos for Little Women Dallas, you can check those out too. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at ILUMoreThanThis. Feel free to watch my other videos too. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.